Counselor John W. Young. It has always been a question with me whether a person called unawares or by previous arrangement to address a public congregation feels the more at ease. However that may be, it is always a duty to respond when the call comes. Many of those present have come from distant places to engage in a common worship and listened to instructions from God's servants. We are a peculiar people, especially on the ground that we are sincere. By this statement, I do not wish to cast a reflection upon any other classes of religionists. There are among other communities many who use their religion as a mere convenience, but they have no depth nor sincerity of belief. There are some, of course, who are honest in their professions, but they are in the minority. Brother Morgan stated this morning that persons had stated to him that the world had had enough of Mormonism. It would be more proper to state that the world contend that they had had enough religion of any kind. The people abroad know but little of the principles of Mormonism. So far as they have had information regarding it, they have repudiated it. This should not slacken our efforts as propagandists. We have been so constantly and necessarily engaged in temporal affairs that our spirituality has been curtailed. This condition causes some of us to imagine that the work of proselyting has been almost completed. On the contrary, there are many strangers who come among us who do not understand anything about the real doctrines of the gospel. Means should be devised and used for this labor of spreading the truth. We are no longer isolated, and the increase of wealth seems to cause us to lose sight of the missionary work, so necessary to spread a knowledge of the gospel. There should be a more liberal use of means to supply the elders with printed matter to be scattered abroad, instead of the missionaries in many instances being under the necessity of purchasing their own pamphlets. The same liberal disposition should be exhibited in the matter of sustaining the families of those who are engaged in the work of the ministry. There are temporal considerations that should engage our attention. We have not sought to regulate conditions that would ensure work to all who desire to labor. If there was an organization commensurate for the attainment of that end, there appears no reason why all workmen, skilled and unskilled, should not be employed at proper prices. We have not had many products which could be exported, and in that regard we have largely depended upon the opening and development of mines. Any labor organization that might exist here should be independent of associations of that nature at a distance. Those who are in Pennsylvania are not in a position to know what steps would be best for workmen in Utah. The circumstances surrounding the people here are different to those existing elsewhere. To allow the skill and ability acquired by the people in the countries from whence they came to go to waste, not being exercised, is against the principles of genuine economy. We are gathered in a conference capacity to receive instruction on temporal as well as spiritual considerations. The gathering together of this people for a common interest is one of the miracles of the age. It is such a phenomenon as does not exist anywhere else. Although coming from different parts of the earth, we have no nationality, being fraternized by the great common object. We are, because of the principles we have espoused, not only a homogeneous people, but a loyal people. We believe in the institutions of the American government and uphold the principles upon which they were founded. Our loyalty goes deeper and spreads wider than that of any other people. We understand that this country was discovered and settled for the attainment of a divine purpose. We believe that the framers of the Constitution were inspired when they formulated it, causing them to produce an instrument which, if lived up to, would preserve the liberties of all citizens equally. I pray that the Spirit of God may be poured out upon us, that we may understand the instructions imparted. I know that Joseph Smith was a prophet of God.